we check out the new GM Segway.
We drive an automatic Nissan 370Z.
Morning.
Morning.
And we reveal an even more powerful version of the BMW X6.
GM and Segway have joined forces to produce the Personal Urban Mobility and Accessibility, or PUMA.
PUMA!
This is a two-seater Segway that uses lithium-ion batteries for a range of 35 miles. Pumas interact wirelessly to stop them crashing into each other, and you can also network with other users, which is like so cool. At the moment it's only a prototype, but this 35-mile-an-hour leg extension should become a production reality.
This week it wasn't just that two-wheel car, it was also a big week for SUVs. Land Rover launched 3 new models at the New York Motor Show. There was the new Discovery 4, Range Rover Sport, and also a revised Range Rover.
Yeah, that Disco looks just like a Range Rover Sport now.
It did. I mean, what happened to that kind of utilitarian chic?
It is a bit strange, but the good news is that they all get new engines. You get that brilliant 3-litre twin-turbo V6 diesel that you drove in the BMW XSM.
Yeah.
And they also get that 510 horsepower supercharged V8. It sounds absolutely fantastic.
Great fuel consumption.
Absolutely.
But fantastic interiors as well. It's much better.
And it's not just Land Rover that's revealed a new SUV. BMW has unveiled the sister act that is the X5 and X6M. Both are powered by a twin-turbo 4.4-litre V8 developing 547 brake horsepower, and both will hit 60 from rest in just 4.7 seconds. And both, of course, weigh well over 2 tons. Vulgar? Surely not.
In other news, we're delighted to hear that Aston Martin is said to be axing its Lagonda SUV concept, quite literally hopefully. After a lukewarm reception at the Geneva Motor Show, Aston is reported to now be working on a more traditional saloon design for its super luxury brand, so hopefully we'll never have to lay eyes on this Munter ever again.
This week I got to drive the new Nissan 370Z, which for the first time ever is going to be available with a 7-speed automatic gearbox. And also, I drove the new Nissan Pixo city car. So let's roll. Maybe later. We already know that the new Nissan 370Z is more practical and better built than the old 350Z. And crucially, it still feels like a Japanese muscle car. So does the introduction of a 7-speed automatic gearbox dampen that sports car vibe? Well, no, it doesn't really. Yeah, the upshifts might not be as slick as they are in the GTR, but the GTR is nearly twice the price. To be honest, it's quite nice not having to use that bulky 6-speed gearbox, because that clutch can't half get heavy sometimes. That said, we'd probably still rather have the manual. And as for the Pixo? The Nissan Pixo is essentially the same car as a Suzuki Alto, and that's because both cars were part of a joint development project. Now, you might think it's a little bit pikey in Nissan to be jumping into bed with Suzuki, but you've got to remember that badge engineering and part sharing is just a fact of life for big car makers nowadays. And not only does that allow products to come to market a lot quicker, it also substantially reduces the development costs, which is why, my friends, when the Pixo hits our showrooms on the 1st of June, it's going to cost a fiver short, a £6,000. Now that's well worth a look in.
It was another good week for the boy Button. While Lewis was branded a liar for trying to con the stewards, Jensen stormed to victory in the rain-hit race. Still needs a shave though.
It was a bad week for people who can actually afford to buy a Ferrari. The Italian supercar maker seemingly knows no bounds when it comes to plundering its heritage, as it opened a new merchandise store on London's Regent Street. So if you fancy a cheapo sat-nav complete with prancing horse, or a set of pencils for the price of a dinner for 2, then you know where to head. There's no accounting for taste, is there?
To mark the return of Fast and Furious, which is in cinemas now, don't miss our Fast and Furious gallery, displaying all the modified metal that features in the new movie. Well, you weren't going for the acting, were you?
And don't miss Sky Motoring on Twitter. Oh yes.